What is going on, everyone? This is Giancarlo from Magna Crypto, back again with another video. In today's video, I'll be covering a couple of altcoins, of course Bitcoin, and also we're going to be looking at SingularityNET. They've just made a big change, a massive step forward as part of their roadmap to get to the next level. So very, very important. I think this is probably going to propel them to the moon. Not financial advice. So enough talking, enough of the intro. Let's begin. First, let's begin by talking about SingularityNET. Phase 2 launch, sequence activated, AGI tokens to be hard forked to Cardano. And the new token is called AGIX. And I'm assuming that's because it's now cross-chain compatible, or will be once this is complete, I believe today. So let's go into it. So an important part of the phase 2 plan is to make our token interoperable with Cardano and to mint 1 billion tokens on Cardano in addition to the 1 billion on Ethereum, along with the ability to seamlessly swap between one token and the other at a 1-to-1 ratio. The new supply will be released over a period of 91 years at an exponentially decreasing rate. To prepare for that, we are replacing the AGI token, which has a fixed 1 billion fixed supply cap at and was built for Ethereum only, and with the AGI token, which has appropriate supply to support the migration and will be interoperable between the Ethereum and Cardano blockchain. The AGIX smart contract address can be found here. So the rest of the article goes into a little bit more detail in terms of the dates. So on May 28th at 8 AM, we will take a snapshot of AGI balances to automatically airdrop on a 1-to-1 basis. And you will not need to pay any gas fees. Please note that AGI tokens will cease being supported from the 28th of May. And it goes on. So essentially, as is explained in the paragraph, the reason they're doing this is to become cross-compatible with Cardano, and to do that they had to create a new smart contract and to be able to mint another billion tokens, and that's essentially why they're doing it. And now, of course, when the Cardano blockchain starts to develop more, this is going to be a beautiful thing. So in terms of what you need to do, there are instructions here, there are dates here. It's already happened, the snapshot, and today, the 31st, is when the hard fork finishes and AGIX released to all wallets. Now, if you held your tokens, there's a tool page. Let me find that. It's in this article. I'll put this in the description so you can find it here. If you click on this tool, it will take you to this form, and that will basically explain to you what you need to do if you have AGI tokens to make sure to get the new airdropped AGIX. So I kept mine on the Binance centralized exchange, so I don't have to do anything. And I think the other centralized exchanges, if you hold it on there, then you do not have to do anything. It's just a simple, they've already worked with those exchanges to get it done. However, if you've kept yours on a private wallet, then there are a few more steps that you need to take in order to secure your AGIX tokens. Let me see if I can, where is it? Yeah, so here's instructions for if you have, if you're holding it in different methods. So very, very exciting that they're moving to the next part of their roadmap to become cross-compatible with Cardano. It's a huge step. Of course, Cardano ecosystem is not fully developed like Ethereum, so there's still a long way to go for that ecosystem to grow. And of course, when it starts to grow more, every token that is compatible on Cardano, of course, will probably make steps towards going to the moon. Now let's move on to actually looking at some altcoins. Now, unfortunately, because they've made they've gone on to the next stage of their roadmap, SingularityNET, I can't now look at their trading view chart. It's now unavailable, so got to wait until that's finished, and then we can actually look at some more charts with SingularityNET. So let's begin with MATIC, right? So very important close yesterday. The weekly candle closed at 181 or 186 even, and that was the important thing about that was it was above the previous high that was set not too long ago, early May. And if it can stay there, if it can retest that high and make it support, then this will be a very important step towards being able to move back into the previous high of $2.63, $2.50 and beyond. It needs to make sure to stay above this level, use it as support, and then it can build on that. If it dips below for the week, then we'll probably see a revisit of $1 and below. Now, what I said last week was, when you look at the entire price action from the beginning of the year, it's been on an exponential trend. So I still think it's possible that it might be burnt out. It might be somewhat oversold on a monthly time frame. Let's have a look at that. So there you go, on the monthly time frame. Now, of course, it can definitely keep going to the moon, to Mars and beyond. Looking at it from the monthly time frame though, as you can see, no retracement whatsoever. So that's why I'm saying I think that there is a potential that it can turn around and then look to retrace some more before it continues moonbound. So that is MATIC. As I said, the short-term target, if it remains above this, is going to be 250 or 245 and 275. If it goes below, then we're probably going to see $1, that level being tested once again. Moving over to Pancakeswap, if I can spell that correctly. So Pancakeswap is actually looking rather bullish, I would say. Today's up 10%, but as I mentioned in the last video, it is in an ascending triangle. Once it closes above this level, so around $16 essentially, which is above now, if it can stay above this, then the rally will be on. We'll probably see $22 being hit, $25, $26 and then beyond. So it's looking like a good trade at the moment. There's a lot of upside for Pancakeswap right now. The downside target support would be around $12. There is also a wick right here, which it found support at earlier, around $15. So that's going to be one of the support areas as well if it rejects from this current resistance level. So Pancakeswap is looking like a good opportunity right now. Of course, the volume for the exchange is actually very high. A lot of newcomers tend to go to Pancakeswap to find the meme coins, the shit coins, the ones that could potentially go to the stratosphere. So it's being used very heavily. So it's got a lot of volume. So good trade opportunity. Next, we will have a look at Zilliqa. Similarly to Pancakeswap, is above a crucial level. So there's a support level at 10 cents and some change. It's just above that. It actually tapped that level as resistance, closing there for the week. So at the moment it's broken that level. If it can stay above there, then we will tap the previous week once again, which is a previous high, and that's going to be around 13 cents and some change, and that's between that level and 14 cents and some change. So if it can stay above this, then it opens up this area for attack. It can basically, as I said, go to the upside, potentially use this as support, and then start building a move. If it does not stay above this level, then there is the trend line in play. So there's that. So if it essentially breaks below that, it could probably tap that level once again, 8 cents to 9 cents, or even lower, the lower area of 8 cents. But there is a major level of support at 7 cents, so it's probably not going to go below that. I don't imagine that happening at all. So similar, most altcoins at the moment, as I've said for the last week or two, represent very good opportunities. There's a lot of upside left. So this pattern is going to kind of repeat itself for the next couple of coins. But of course, I'm going to show you the targets, show you the support levels, show you what the charts are saying. So let's move over to the next crypto, which will be TrustSwap. So bear in mind that these are picks from my community, from the Telegram group. So I don't know exactly what this crypto is about. I'll be very honest with you. So I'm just looking at charts, analyzing the actual TA. But a very interesting looking chart. A lot of action going on. It's actually quite a lovely chart from a trader, technical analyst perspective. It's a lot to work with, which is nice. So right here we've got clear resistance level, very clear. And right here there's a very clear high, which is support, which was used as support right here, which started the reversal. Now if it manages to get above this level and then start to close, then the reversal could get close to a point of completion and start to build towards 1 cent and 75, which it tapped actually in the last 2 weeks and beyond. But of course it needs to stay above this level, which is very important, 84-85 cents, because at the same time, because there's a lot of selling going on, it could push it lower towards perhaps this resistance level, support level at 63 or even lower. So I'm not entirely convinced that the reversal has gotten to stage 2. Now we can see a curling formation right here, and that's a good sign. It's starting to turn around and we'll start to see some green. But for something like this, which is extreme red action that preceded this move, we need to see, of course, some more green. We need to see some higher lows being formed and higher highs before we can actually fully confirm that the reversal is on. So it's begun, the reversal has begun, but we need to see some more higher highs and high lows being formed before we can be completely satisfied. The thing that would be very bullish, as I said, would be a break above $1.20, and then to use that as support. That would be a very bullish sign. So again, just to kind of outline the support levels, we've got 84-85 cents, the 60-cent region, and then the target, or the upside target, which would be next resistance, is going to be around 172-175, and also previous here we've got around 157-160. So it might tap that first before going ahead to the upside. Now we have Compound. Now I checked the decentralized exchanges, and Compound is third, I think second or third highest in terms of volume. So this is a very bullish sign in terms of what's in store for it in the next few weeks, few months. Because if it's being used that much, then there's a good chance that will reflect in the price action going forward. So looking at the charts, now again the reversal is looking like it's on. It's just tapped the previous resistance level at 410, 412, and at the moment it looks like it wants to carry on to the upside to test the next major resistance level at 466, 470. There's a lot of action going on between these two levels. So you can see a high over here, another high here, and then a support level here. So a lot of things going on over here. So there's a good chance it will get rejected. Maybe it will take a couple of opportunities before, or a couple of tests before breaking past that level towards 550. So far it's looking bullish. It wants to keep going to the upside, but there are a couple of obstacles in the way before it can go even higher towards 570. But as I said, the indication for me is the fact that there's so much volume in the exchange that there's a good chance it will carry on to the upside for the next week or 2 weeks. So we need to keep an eye on it. But again, similar to the other cryptos, it needs to stay above this support level of $400. It has to stay above there, or we're going to see further downside towards 325, and to tap that trend line over here. So it needs to stay above that level to remain in the bullish momentum. We'll finish off in the reverse, looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then we'll wrap this video up. So the good thing about what's happening here is we've formed a higher low. Very, very important, and this is what I expected. I did not expect Bitcoin to go below this low of 32,000. If it did, that would have been very, very, very bad, and that would have opened up the floor to a lot more downside action. And now what we're seeing is potentially somewhat of an ascending triangle. We've got a high. The next major resistance area is 38,000. So it needs to close. It needs to attack that and close above it. Once it does, it's on. The bull run is, resumed once again, and we're going to the moon. So take advantage of this time. Take advantage of this moment. If you see any dips, not financial advice. This is my unsolicited advice, unprofessional. Look at those dips properly and see which ones you like. So right now it's just building a move underneath this area, underneath this resistance area before it goes to the upside. There's of course still a chance that we can see more spikes to the downside, but as I said, for the most part, the worst is behind us. Now let's have a look at Ethereum before wrapping this up. So similar situation with Ethereum. The only difference is with Bitcoin, there's a clear resistance level of 38,000 that we can look at and say, okay, this is the next level that we need to get past. With Ethereum, it's not quite as clear. As you can see, it's just up, down. There's no highs or lows to kind of go off. The only kind of things we can see are the wicks. So we've got a wick over here of 2,600. So this is an area of that people have sold at. It's somewhat of a high, so it can get, once it gets past that, that'll be a good thing for sure. And then we have that level 2,800, which I've said many times, which equates to double the previous all-time high. So it's an important level. And then we have $3,000, which is also somewhat of a major level. On the daily, it looks a little bit more clear. You can see there is a trend in play. And there's also an important level of 2,500, as I said, which is, I think, the previous wick. And there is also somewhat of a trend line, an upwards trend in play. So it's looking good. Of course, we still need to get past these levels of 2,700 and 2,800, as I've said. Once we get past that, then we can start to become more bullish. The sentiment is going to increase. Get more positive and more bullish, but because of course a lot of people are still kind of sitting on the sidelines. A lot of people are still worried that the good days are gone now, and we're gonna go into a bear market. So a lot of people, and that's why a lot of people are selling. Every time price moves up, people are looking at their portfolio thinking, oh, I'm at a massive loss, I want to just kind of sell as soon as I can, so when it hits these higher levels, I'm selling. So once all those people, the weak hands have sold, then all the selling pressure goes away and we can go to the moon. So bear that in mind as we go forward in the next few weeks. There's still a lot of people that are waiting to sell once it hits their targets, and they can kind of leave the market. So once that's gone, then we go to the moon. So that'll be it for this video. Hope you got some value from that, and see you in the next one. Peace.